It looks like Floyd Mayweather has just hinted at confronting 50 Cent over the ongoing Big Meech controversy, and 50 isn't holding back in his response. But here's the catch. This isn't the first time Floyd has taken aim at 50. The key difference now? Floyd has aligned himself with 3 of 50's biggest rivals, making the situation look highly calculated. It's one man versus 4. So will this alliance actually help Lil Meech make a comeback, or will it all backfire? There's a lot to break down in this unfolding drama of former friends turned adversaries, so let's dive right in. When someone keeps appearing wherever you have an issue, it's a sign that they might have a personal agenda. 50 Cent has made it clear. He's noticed a pattern. Whenever he has a dispute, Floyd seems to be close by. That kind of behavior raises red flags. And now, Lil Meech has joined forces with Mayweather and Rick Ross, making things even more interesting. Lil Meech recently posted a picture with Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross, captioning it, "Real Power." That caption wasn't just a random choice. It was a direct shot at 50 Cent, the man who gave Meech his big break and helped him earn over $5 million from the BMF series while Big Meech was still incarcerated. The internet has been in a frenzy ever since, especially since this all went down at Floyd's 50th birthday party in Miami. If there was even a slight chance of 50 giving Lil Meech another opportunity in his acting career, this move may have just shut that door for good. It's evident that Floyd Mayweather is well aware of the long-standing tension between 50 Cent and the father-son duo. But what better way to get under an opponent's skin than by aligning with their biggest rivals? Floyd, much like 50, is no stranger to stirring controversy. And if you've followed their history, you know these two have never truly been on the same page. In fact, their feud might even be more complicated than 50's conflict with Rick Ross. This latest link-up wasn't just a casual meetup, it was Floyd's way of reigniting an old rivalry with 50 and sending a clear message that their feud is far from over. Unlike the well-documented beef between 50 Cent and Rick Ross, 50 and Floyd were once inseparable. Their bond seemed unbreakable, so much so that they even appeared together on the cover of XXL magazine, solidifying their status as close friends. But everything changed when a business deal went sideways, and the fallout was anything but quiet. Their feud dates back to 2012, when Floyd was sentenced on domestic violence charges. Before heading to jail, he asked 50 for a favor, helping to manage Mayweather Promotions, TMT, the Money Team, boxing promotion, and Mayweather Productions, his media company. Floyd wanted to sign new fighters and keep his empire running while he served his sentence, similar to what happened with Big Meech's operation. But what followed was a string of complications that neither of them saw coming. As 50 took charge, he quickly realized a major issue. Floyd had never legally registered the business. That meant 50 had to build everything from scratch, requiring a substantial investment. Trusting their friendship, he poured over $1 million into setting things up. But when Floyd was released, he started acting differently, avoiding discussions about finances and refusing to reimburse 50 or even match his investment. While 50 and others were rallying to stabilize Floyd's finances, Mayweather was out flaunting his wealth, spending recklessly on luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and extravagant parties instead of settling his debts. That didn't sit well with 50, who has always been vocal about loyalty and respect. Floyd, however, dismissed the claims, arguing that 50 was lying and only wanted to take control of the company by pushing out his longtime advisor, Al Heyman. At one point, Floyd even denied ever asking 50 to invest any money into TMT. Frustrated, 50 took to social media to air out his grievances, but the narrative quickly shifted, making him appear as the aggressor. Floyd didn't miss the opportunity to retaliate, mocking 50 by calling him a boxing groupie and ridiculing his declining album sales. Though they later claimed to have resolved their issues, calling the feud a publicity stunt, most people saw through it. Over time, their relationship deteriorated completely, turning them into full-blown enemies. Fans noticed that both men consistently took jabs at each other, whether through social media posts or interviews. Nothing was off-limits. Floyd mocked 50's strained relationship with his son, while 50 accused Floyd of betraying his best friend. The back and forth escalated to new levels when 50 alleged that Floyd was involved in the tragic demise of his associate Earl Hayes and his wife Stephanie. According to 50, Floyd was on a video call with Hayes when the incident occurred. Their rivalry had reached a boiling point. But 50 wasn't done yet. Not even close. He decided to take things to a different level by challenging Floyd to read a page from a Harry Potter book out loud, offering $750,000 to charity if Floyd could do it without stumbling. Floyd, never one to back down, fired back by posting 2 checks totaling over $72 million as a not-so-subtle reminder of his financial superiority. He even challenged 50 to step into the ring, offering to settle things in a boxing match. Though fans speculated about a potential fight, it never materialized. But things took an unexpected turn when the Breakfast Club leaked an audio clip of Floyd struggling to read a simple sentence. That clip went viral, and to this day, Floyd is still ridiculed for it. While their public feuding died down for a while, it reignited in 2018 when Floyd booked Tierra Mari, who was in the middle of suing 50 Cent, to perform at his club. That move was pure pettiness at its finest. By this point, it was clear that Floyd was intentionally inserting himself into 50's conflicts. But if anyone thought 50 was going to let that slide, they were mistaken. He responded by posting a picture of Floyd wearing an outfit that looked like it came straight out of a Gucci catalog, right in the middle of the Gucci boycott. 50 didn't stop there. He even recorded himself burning a Gucci shirt, calling Floyd a sellout for continuing to support the brand after its controversy. Floyd, however, didn't seem bothered. He clapped back with a lengthy statement, accusing 50 of being broke, washed, up, and desperate for attention. But 50, being 50, didn't let that go unanswered. He went on a full-scale attack, posting multiple Instagram captions exposing Floyd's personal business. He accused Floyd of owing people millions, having gambling debts, and allegedly being involved in a domestic violence case that was never publicly discussed. For a while, it seemed like their back and forth had no limits, but eventually, things cooled down again, at least on the surface. While they weren't directly going at each other as much, they were still throwing subliminal shots. And now, with this latest situation involving Lil Meech, it looks like the tension is back at an all-time high. This time, however, Floyd isn't coming at 50 alone. With Rick Ross and Lil Meech by his side, it's clear he's trying to form an alliance. But why now? And why with these specific people? The answer might lie in a pattern that 50 himself has pointed out multiple times. Whenever someone has a problem with him, beef goes back over a decade. But it hit new levels when 50 brought up Ross's past as a corrections officer. 50 exposed Ross for lying about his background, proving that he once worked in law enforcement despite building his career on the image of being a street figure. That revelation alone was damaging, but 50 didn't stop there. He went after Ross's personal life, involving the mother of his child and even leaking her explicit video online. That move resulted in a lawsuit, and though 50 initially laughed it contributed to his financial issues later when he had to pay millions in damages. Ross, never one to back down, used every opportunity to throw jabs at 50, even bragging about taking over the BMF narrative. When 50's BMF series took off, Ross mocked him, claiming that his own connections to Big Meech were stronger and that he was the only rapper with Meech's real cosign. And now, with Lil Meech standing beside Ross and Floyd, it looks like the young actor is picking sides. But the question remains, does Lil Meech truly support Floyd and Ross, or is he just playing along for clout? It's important to remember that 50 was the one who gave Meech the opportunity to play his father in the BMF series. Without that role, it's unclear whether Meech would have had the same level of fame. But as soon as drama started brewing between 50 and Big Meech, Lil Meech began distancing himself. This alliance raises another question. Does Big Meech approve of this, or is Lil Meech acting on his own? While Meech Sr. has been locked up for years, he's always maintained that he and 50 were on good terms. But with this recent fallout, the situation is getting murkier. The deeper issue here is that if Lil Meech is aligning himself with people who have clear problems with 50, he might be burning a bridge he can't rebuild. 50 has a history of cutting people off permanently once he feels betrayed. And unlike others, 50 doesn't just let things slide. He makes sure to remind the world exactly why he's done with someone. If history is any indication, it's only a matter of time before 50 fires back in full force. We've already seen him throw subliminal shots about this meetup, but he hasn't gone into full attack mode yet. The moment 50 decides to address this situation directly, things are going to escalate fast. So the real question now is, who's really going to come out on top in this feud? Will Floyd, Ross, and Lil Meech succeed in undermining 50? Or will 50 remind them why he's one of the most ruthless figures in the industry when it comes to beef? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is in the right? And do you think 50 Cent will respond in a major way? The drama is just getting started.